packaged foods that you can eat in mass quantities. I guess that's the way you could categorize these items. And I'm also going to try at least some of the ones that I had at my place already. This is kind of a last second video idea, as you can probably kind of tell, but I'm definitely going to be enjoying tonight's video. So if you also enjoyed tonight's video, make sure you like the video. Liking the video is the best thing you can do for me, the channel, this video. It helps out with YouTube's algorithm so much more than you can possibly imagine. So I definitely thank you a lot if you do decide to like the video. Make sure you also comment down below your favorite snack, whether it's some crackers, some chips, some crisps, or some cookies, maybe some fruit. Let me know down in the comments your favorite snack food. And with that being said, let us get started. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, here we are with the official tier list. Obviously, like every time we do a tier list, there's an S tier, an A tier, a B tier, a C tier, a D tier, and a not for me tier, because, you know, obviously everyone has their own opinions, everyone has their own taste, everyone has their own likes and dislikes. Obviously, I'm not going to say something is gross, disgusting, bad, just because I think it is. If you like it, that's awesome. It's just not for me. So that's the very last tier down there. And also, pretty briefly, I am going to be categorizing these as a whole. So, let's say, for example, Cheetos pop up. Well, I'm not going to individually rank every single Cheetos out there because there's 20 of them. So, I'm just going to be picking Cheetos, and the Cheetos that I like a lot, you know, the regular, the Flamin' Hot, the Flamin' Hot with lime, blah, 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 blah. I have to sort of average those out and make a sort of like, you know, a pinpointed tier ranking. Now, what am I going to snack on first while we do the first one? I think we're just going to go with the classic, and I love buying these little individually packaged snacks. I have a little baggie of Cheez-Its. Cheez-Its, well, I'm assuming are probably going to be on the listing. I'm not going to say where they're going to be listed at. Maybe I hate them and I'm just eating them for the video, but we just have some Cheez-Its. Just a nice, classic, original, salty, cheesy Cheez-It. Cheers. I forgot I probably shouldn't give my opinion like oh, that's good, or that's disgusting. Maybe I'm eating these and I hate them. I don't know. But we're snacking on them, I guess. So, the first, I guess, food item that they have here listed, and I guess this would technically count as a snack, which, by the way, I am only going to be ranking the foods that I think are snacks, that I think are worthy to be ranked. If, you know, they're things I've never tried before, or things I've never heard of before, I'm sorry, can't really rank them. But string cheese, I think, in fact, does categorize as a really good snack food. Now, maybe I'll just think of all sort of cheese snacks out now. I know they have those like little what are those like little cheese ball things that are in like those little red wrappings. Those are pretty good. String cheese, though, I'm not gonna lie, I have had some amazing string cheese, and I've also had a pretty bad run-in with some string cheese that are just super watery, wet, disgusting, smelly string cheese. I feel like it's a good mid-tier snack, in my opinion. Sometimes they're really good, sometimes they're meh. Ooh, a Slim Jim. Slim Jims are, I guess, kind of also not the greatest thing, I guess, that you would technically count them as a snack. They're something you can eat in mass quantities. They're pretty unhealthy. They're pretty cheap as well, so I guess it would probably count as a snack. I can't even think the last time I even had a Slim Jim. I might put them in C as well. I may have put them in B, but I've also had some pretty nasty tasting Slim Jims in the past. I haven't had a Slim Jim in years, so like a very long time, so obviously I know they have like a very vast assortment of them now, but I've obviously had a Slim Jim before, and you know, they taste good, and they're definitely something I could eat a lot of, but definitely probably not the best tasting of a snack. Obviously, you'd rather have like yes, I did grow up playing baseball. Grew up, going to a lot of baseball games, and Cracker Jacks are not for me. They're in the bottom of the barrel. No offense to Cracker Jacks. They are nostalgic. They have a good little vibe to them. They're kind of cool. They have, like, I don't know if they still do, but they used to have little, like, toys or, like, baseball cards or whatever inside of them, but I never liked them. But next up, we have Chester's fries, which I am going to say that these count as Cheetos. And I'm sorry if that, bothers you. Hey, it's my video. If you want to make your own video and rank them, or let me know your own rankings down below in the comments, I'd love to know. But I'm going to take this as Cheetos, and we're going to rank the entirety of Cheetos. Just like that, I found Cheetos and pulled them to the front of the line, just a regular bag of Cheetos as the entirety of Cheetos. Obviously, Cheetos has Cheetos Puffs, Flamin' Hot with lime. Oh god, they even have like those puff, like claw paw ones I've seen before. What other ones do they have? I think they have like sweet, or sweet and spicy, whatever, corn flavored ones. They have just a bunch of different styles of Cheetos now. It's actually kind of insane. But quite honestly, Cheetos all around are pretty great. Putting them in S tier, the first S tier snack food. They are something I could eat a plentiful of. The only downside is the aftermath, the Cheetos dust. And no, I do not like the, like, oh, you can just, eat them off your fingers. You can suck your fingers, I guess. I don't know. I'm not a fan of, like, doing that even after eating food. Like, after when people, like, do that when they're eating, that's kind of like an ick for me. I think it's very gross. But that's only the thing that would make me put it in A. But the flavors are amazing. I love Cheetos Puffs. It's maybe actually my favorite type of Cheeto, or the Cheeto Puffs, but they're classic. They're a staple. Putting them in S. Then we have Rice Krispie Treats, and those are, guess what? Also going up into S tier, yes. Already going back to back on S tiers. Rice Krispie Treats, not only homemade, but even the ones they have in stores, are amazing. They're bomb. They're nostalgic. They're tasty. They're ooey gooey goodness. They're easy to carry around and travel with. You can eat 7 of them and feel totally fine. Especially the homemade ones. Oh my goodness, great memories. I even love, the M&M ones, the s'mores ones. They have like hundreds of different types of Rice Krispie Treats, or you even make your own. You can just customize it any way you want. It's still S tier, still amazing. They do it for me, 100%. They're a great sweet snack. Next up we have Sun Chips, and again, Sun Chips as a whole, I'm going to put Sun Chips at an A. The Salsa Verde, I think those ones are the red bagged ones. Those are S tier. I would do a lot of things to have a bag of those every single day. Those are maybe my top 3 favorite chips of all time. But the rest of the brand, I think, are pretty okay. Like, the original is okay, the cheddar one's okay. I'm not a fan of, I think it's sour cream and onion. I'm not a fan of that flavor of chips. Like, not my forte. And I'm sure they have other ones too that I probably wouldn't like all that much either. I really only stick to the red bag ones. So, it's a good brand. All the chips taste good. They have like a nice little crunch. They're healthy, I guess, for a snack chip, and they're really good. Next up, they have Fudge Stripes. I guess like all of those Kleebler cookies taste kind of similar. I'm gonna put those in like C tier. They're like kind of, I don't want to say they're bad cookies, because I don't think there's a bad cookie out there. It's just sugariness, so it's good. But like as a cookie, not really like the best choice of cookie out there. I'd probably rather have a lot of other things than a Kleebler Fudge Stripe cookie. And also, when it gets hot or even room temperature and you go to pick one up and the chocolate just smushes in your fingers, then like you get the chocolate stuff everywhere. It's kind of messy when it gets a little bit more room temperature, but not the best sort of like snack cookie. Ooh, we have Welch's fruit snack, and I guess I would just take this as like fruit snacks in general, like just all fruit snacks, which I guess there are also a bunch of different types of fruit snacks, but just to make this video go a lot quicker, which is why I'm doing this way, fruit snacks. I think I'm going to put fruit snacks in B tier. I think there are some amazing brand of fruit snacks. Now again, I haven't really had fruit snacks in years, I think. Usually if I just want fruit snacks, I'll just eat fruit, but you know, they're tasty for sure. Wild Taste is a good one. I obviously like the Scooby-Doo ones, or like the ones that like hit my brain and nostalgia the most, which is maybe why this is getting kind of like a higher-ish tier. But I know there are a lot of very poorly made fruit snacks, so I'm trying to take that into account as well. Girl Scout cookies, I'm just gonna pass. That's more of like its own category, like cookies, I guess. Like, I don't know. I don't really think of those as like a snack. Famous Amos, never heard of them. Ruffles, I guess, yeah, they're a chip. I'm also not the biggest fan of Ruffle chips. They're gonna go in C tier for me. They just don't have a good flavoring for my palate, I guess, if you want to call it. Like, they have like obviously like the cheddar chips, which are okay, but I'm not like the biggest fan of cheese flavored chips. And then they have their sour cream and onion ones, which are whatever. And then they have, I think they also have sour cream and cheddar or whatever. And again, I'm not the biggest fan of having sour cream on my chips, so they just don't tend to my needs. So putting them in C tier. Jet mix. So again, jet mix. I'm thinking about all of the jet mix, and I'm gonna put them in B tier actually. The jet mix, the original ones are good. Like, even like the saltiness of them are super delicious. Even though I think some of the little crackers or whatever they are in there, some of them don't taste as good as others. But the other flavorings they have for jet mix are very delicious, and I think are very good. So I think those sort of carry the blandness, I guess, if you want to call it, of the original jet mix. They actually have some good flavoring, and a lot of their other packagings, I think they're actually pretty underrated in my opinion as well. Oh god, we have Gushers up next. Oh my goodness, Gushers. Man, if you want to talk about crack for kids, man, that was like maybe the most popular snack when I was growing up in like first, second, third grade. Like, man, if you had Gushers at school, you were it. You were him. You were the person of the day if you had some Gushers. I guess I'll put Gushers in A tier. Again, I haven't had Gushers in a very long time, and I'm thinking I'm probably putting them a little bit too much on a pedestal because of the nostalgia factor of Gushers, like the commercials and stuff. And also, I'm sure if I ate one now, probably wouldn't taste all that good, but I'm sure they taste good enough. And I guess a little bit of a nostalgia factor too, putting Gushers in A tier. Sunflower seeds, I guess sunflower seeds would also be technically a snack. I'm gonna put sunflower seeds in D tier. I, again, grew up going to baseball games a lot, playing baseball. I understand sunflower seeds are very, if you go to a baseball game, you have to have sunflower seeds. And I never was a big fan of them. I like the ranch flavored ones, and that's really about it. Even as a kid, when I would, my dad would share his sunflower seeds with me at the baseball games, I would just like eat, or I guess suck the ranch flavoring, and then I'll just spit out the seeds whole. Like, I wouldn't even try to actually eat them the right way. I would just eat the ranch part and just spit them out. So again, I'm not the biggest fan of sunflower seeds. I never really have been, probably never will be. They're not terrible. I'll eat them, but that's pretty much it. We have Takis now, and again, Takis as a whole, I'm gonna put them in B tier. I think Takis are maybe my favorite spicy snack, which I don't eat all that often because I'm a little baby. Well, I'm not. My stomach is, though. I love spicy food. I love the sensation, the feeling of eating something spicy, but my stomach is a wuss, and that's when it really sucks for me. So I kind of have to be kind of careful when I eat spicy foods like that, and I can't just indulge in a bunch of spicy Takis, or man, even flaming hot Cheetos, and they give me some stomach this listing so I can talk about how great I think they are Quaker Oats granola bars. They need the chewy ones. These are really delicious. I like them a lot. Also, I think that's not very healthy for you, but these I usually eat for like my desserts and stuff like that. So maybe that's healthier than having like a cookie, maybe, but maybe they're just as bad. I don't know. I like to think they're healthier. See like the little chocolate and the s'mores, well, chocolate and marshmallow. That's what it's called, the marshmallow in there. Very good. Oh. You can say it's healthy because there's granola in there, even though there's a bunch of chocolate and marshmallow, but there's granola. Oh, and next up we have another heavy hitter in Doritos. Oh my goodness. I mean, come on guys. It's an S tier. It is just an S tier. It might be the S's of S tiers. Because they have just such a well-rounded total group. Now, my favorite flavor of Doritos would probably be Cool Ranch. I'm a Cool Ranch guy. Love me Cool Ranch. I even like the purple bag. I forget which one that's called. I think that's like spicy cheddar or whatever. That one's really good. Or even there's like the dark red one. Not so much like traditional colored, but it's like a darker red bag. That one's really good too. And even just a regular Dorito is absolutely amazing. I think though, I don't really know if they've even had a bad flavor. Maybe like their original like non-flavored Dorito is kind of mid, but even then, just the corn tortilla flavoring of Doritos is pretty classic. So it's an S tier. I think everyone loves Doritos. Let's see here. Saltine crackers. Oh my goodness, that's a D tier. I'm not gonna put it in not for me because I actually love saltiness. I love savory, and of course that's like the king of saltiness. But just thinking about saltine crackers makes me think I'm sick. They're great with soup, and that's why I'm not putting them in the very bottom tier, because saltine crackers in soup, whether it's clam chowder, tomato soup, anything, adds a little heightened goodness to that experience, that meal. So gonna not put them in the last tier just because, again, it reminds me of being sick. Cosmic brownies. Man, talking about sweets and being, the person of the day when you're at school. If you had some cosmic brownies, everyone was asking if you had another. And I think I'm gonna put these in. I think I'm gonna put them in B tier again. Haven't had one in a very long time, but nostalgia ranking them up a little bit, and I remember them being okay tasting, but also kind of like some of the things I've talked about. I don't think I could probably have more than one. I'm not the biggest fan of chocolate, and having like an entire sugar-filled bomb of chocolatey browniness would probably be extremely bad for my taste buds. I think it'd be a little bit too much. I could probably only have one, which I guess isn't the worst thing, but when I think about snacks, I want to have a lot of them, and I don't think I could eat that many, maybe even not more than one cosmic brownie, but they taste good, at least from my recollection, and also just the nostalgia factor of a cosmic brownie it warms my heart. So I'm going to put them in B tier. Swiss rolls are kind of the same thing. Tastes really good, but I think it's just too much, too overpowering in my opinion. I think it might be a little bit too much for me now. But we are now up to another heavy hitter in Lay's. Yes, I'm ranking the entire brand of Lay's chips. Ooh, that's interesting. Okay, so for Lay's, man, I like a Doritos. They have a lot of flavors, and they have a lot of things that I don't really like. Like, again, sort of like a sour cream and onion flavor, or I'm not the biggest fan of like their baked Lay's. Not the best. I like their barbecue one, maybe. I guess. Are they an S tier? Are they up there with Doritos? And you know what? Kind of controversial. I'm gonna put them in A tier. I'm trying to really think. The last time I ever just had a Lay's chip, and it's been a really long time. I liked kettle cooked Lay's chips. Those are pretty good. Like the salt and vinegar ones are good, but fans of kettled cooked chips. I like way more than a Lay's. And when I think about just original Lay's, I mean, I like their salt and vinegar chips, of course. Their barbecue chip is okay. Even like their original is kind of like whatever. But yeah, if I really think about it, you know, they're a good chip, of course. They're A tier. I'm gonna eat them if they're there. But like, if I'm going to the store, I'm rarely ever picking up a Lay's chip. I don't know if that was really dumb or not, but we'll have to see. Never had those before. I think I've only had an oatmeal cream pie once, and I don't really remember how good it was. Teddy Grahams. It's been too long. Ooh, Oreos though. Now that's a good one. I can be completely honest. Oreos aren't like my go-to sort of cookie whenever I'm at the store as well. And I think it's also been kind of a while since I've had one. But no disrespect to them, putting Oreos in A tier. They are a snack that you can definitely have many of them. Not too overpowering with chocolate, not too, crazy with the sugary feeling. I'm not the biggest fan of like the double stuffed, the triple stuffed, or even some of their other flavorings of Oreo can be kind of weird, but some of them are also very good and very creative, and I actually enjoy them. But my favorite ones are, do you guys know I like mint? So I actually am a fan of the mint Oreos, and I love the very thin Oreo cookie as well. The originals are great too. Fruit roll-ups, I think those, kind of surprisingly, I'm gonna put those in C tier. I feel like those are kind of overhyped nostalgia foods. I think if I had one now, I wouldn't really like it all that much. It's just literally melted down plasticky sugar, basically. So I can't even remember the taste of them. I know they look cool. I can remember like the commercials when I was growing up. But that's really about it. They're kind of like Gushers, but like Gushers were more of a thing than Fruit Roll-Ups were. Just in my opinion, they had a little bit more hype, a little bit more flavor. They were a little bit different. Fruit Roll-Ups are cool, but I don't know. I think they're kind of overhyped back in the day. Vanilla wafers, though, that's going in B tier. Not only by themselves, and I don't know if this is technically cheating, but whatever. It's my listing. I can cheat. Whenever you get some like banana cream pie and you get a nice vanilla wafer and you crush it and sprinkle it over it, oh my god. Sometimes vanilla wafers added into other things makes vanilla wafers amazing. But even by themselves, just the smell of a box of vanilla wafers will just take you back in time. It'll take you to the time machine of some good old times back in the day. I'm pretty sure all of our moms probably had a box of these, or grandparents or whatever had a box of these at some point in time. And man, I used to eat like a whole box of these back in the day. But I think the vanilla-y flavor can get a little bit too intense, so I'm not putting it too high. I think it's got a pretty good spot right now. Let's just do like a little speed, fast round now, with some smart food popcorn, which I love a lot. I love it more than regular popcorn. I'm putting that in my A tier of snacks. Would maybe be S tier, but man, this popcorn gets stale fast. I think you have to eat the entire bag in your first day of eating it. Otherwise, it's kind of stale. But the flavor is amazing, and I can definitely eat a whole bag, maybe even two, by myself. Really good snack. Tostitos chips as a whole, I'm gonna put them in C tier. I only like their hint of lime flavored chips. All the other ones are just mid, and Tostino chips without salsa are pretty bad. Now, obviously, if we're talking about with salsa, that's a completely different story, but that's not the list. It's the chip, the snack itself, and by themselves, mid. Funyuns, probably also a C tier. I like them, I can eat them, but I'm not gonna like pick them when I'm at the store. I can't eat a lot of them. Obviously the oniony flavor gets a little bit too intense, but they're an alright chip, I guess. Ritz Bits. Oh my god, they discontinue them, and my heart broke because that might have been my favorite snack growing up as a kid. I love the s'mores flavored one. Fritos, that's just like a D tier. I don't really like Fritos at all. Those are extremely, extremely salty. Ooh, goldfish crackers. Oh my goodness. Goldfish, goldfish, goldfish. I think, oh, do I have to put them in A? I don't want to fill A too much up, but man, goldfish is not only delicious and good, they also have great flavors like the pizza one. They even have like a nice sweet variety ones now, like they have like a birthday cake flavored of goldfish. I think goldfish as an entire brand are going into S tier. They're good, they're great, nostalgic as well, which you guys know obviously I love me some nostalgia, and they hit all the right marks when it comes to that. Okay, I'll put Pringles on like a B. They have like a pretty okay assortment. They have a lot of mid ones, they even have some bad ones, but even like, I love the pizza flavored one. That's probably my favorite one, which I don't know if that's weird or not, but I've even had like their salt and vinegar, their barbecue, their originals. Those are pretty good. Their cheddar ones are pretty good as well. But I know they have a lot of flavors of Pringles, and I'm sure a lot of them are very bad. And of course, the dreaded mess that happens when you eat Pringles, because you gotta tip the little can over because you can't fit your hand in there. We've all been there. That knocks them down a couple points as well. I'm gonna get the rest of my granola bar. But beef jerky. Oh my goodness, beef jerky, ladies and gentlemen. That's an S tier. And that might also be my number one snack. My number one snack. It's filling, lots of protein, it's meaty, tastes amazing. Is it too expensive? Absolutely. And I don't get it that often. But man, you bet if I'm, being really active, going on a hike, a run, going to Disneyland, that's a great snack to have at Disneyland. If I'm going to be out for a while, I usually always get a thing of a teriyaki flavored beef jerky, and that is just, to me, the number one best snack out there. I will eat that as a meal. Also going into S tier, we had them already today. It's Cheez-Its. I love Cheez-Its. I love probably all the flavors of Cheez-Its, and I literally get Cheez-Its maybe every other at least trip I go to the store. They're always like a cheese flavored snack I have around. I have them more than goldfish or Doritos or really anything. They might be like my most convenient snack I always have around the house, and they're just so reliable and so delicious and so salty and cheesy. They're everything. I think that's a pretty good arrangement of snack foods. Obviously there are a lot of other ones on your I guess Triscuits I could have put on there, but I don't even remember the last time I had them. They had these veggie straws, which again I think I've maybe had before at my grandparents' house, but they were pretty bad, and if I had to rank them, because the only time I had them when they were very bad and stale, I probably would have put them in the very last tier, but I'm sure they're very good. So if they're your favorites, comment them down below. But I like to think this is a pretty okay tier listing. You can definitely let me know down in the comments as well, and I'll definitely do this again. I used to do these back in the day with some other foods. I've done pizzas and ice creams. Maybe I'll do an alcohol one and I'll just drink while I'm doing this tier list. I think that could be a fun idea. But thank you so much for watching tonight's video. Make sure you like the video if you like the video. I will see you again in my next video very soon. I love ya, and